All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I am Alicia DaCosta. I'm the marketing manager here at Mountainwood Homes, and we're excited to be a part of Portland Housing Month. We talk with a lot of people who are interested in building their own home, but they have questions on how to get started, what's the process. So I'm here with Robert Wood, the owner and president of Mountainwood Homes, to go over the ins and outs of the custom home building process and understand the steps that it takes to make building your custom home a reality. Robert and our team at Mountainwood Homes are award-winning custom home builders. Each person on the team has an incredible amount of experience building every kind of home. So we'll be answering some common questions throughout the presentation, but if you think of one of your own, please type in your question in the Q&A box and we will answer them throughout the presentation. I'll throw it over to you, Robert.
Thank you, Alicia, and thank you all for joining us on this. Yeah, a lot of times when people hear custom homes, it starts to scare them because the first thing we all think of when we hear the word custom, I think immediately comes to mind is, oh, that must mean it's expensive. And for us, that's not the case. The way we look at it is custom is us working with you, working your ideas within your budget and price range and designed to fit your specific needs. And in the case of that doesn't mean it's expensive. It just means now you're getting a product that is for you and for your family and fits how you want to live and where you want to live. So we'll go into this with custom homes. We get a lot of people nowadays who seem to be asking about homes, and it's a hot topic. They think they want to move out of where they are. That some people are enamored by the thought of, oh, designing my own home, building my own home, making it all special to me. Some people are pulled because they want to have land and more space. Some people just want to, move in other geographical areas. People have inherited land. There's all kinds of reasons that bring people into this whole custom home thought process and the thoughts that they want to take that on. So we're just going to kind of address some things that come up and talk through those. And again, as Alicia said, feel free to ask questions at any point, and we'll try to answer those as we move on. One of the most important things is that comes up when we talk about custom homes is lot. You need a place to build that home. And so what really we've learned is you kind of fall into two camps immediately when we start talking to, we get a lot of clients who call then they want to build a custom home. And the number one thing is you either have land or you don't have land. And clearly that is what we've found in our market is one of the hardest hurdles to get through is to find a lot and where you want to build. And so there's a bunch of different things to go into that. And I think we'll just answer some questions. We have some noted here, and then that'll probably spark some other questions by you. So I'll just pop these up here. So go ahead, Alicia.
Okay, so biggest question, where are these available lots?
And that is the question we get all the time. And we have to talk to our clients and figure out where they want to live. Some of them want to live close in town. I've got several inquiries in the last month or so that say, hey, I want to be in Southwest Portland, on the west side of the river, but I want to be this close to town. And other people say they want to move out in the country, but they don't want to move too far out and they don't want to have too big a property. So there are lots all over Portland, and the trick is to find them and then identify the lots that fit your needs and your price point and fit the type of home and the lifestyle that you want to live. So there really are lots everywhere between, we build between Woodburn and all the way up into Vancouver. So there's lots of opportunities in there.
And that was the next question. Where does Mountainwood build? What part of town? How far out do you go?
Yeah, great question. Like I said, we do typically will go down to Woodburn and a little farther south, usually not into Salem, but then we also build in Vancouver, Camas, and a little farther north into Washington. Do a lot of building in Washington County, Yamhill County, and so we'll build all over the Portland metro area. Right now, I guess the only place I say we don't go is we aren't building on the coast right now.
What can we expect to pay for a lot? Is there a range to invest, or what are you seeing?
You know, there's a lot of different pricing on lots and a lot of variables that go into lot pricing. And so if you have access, a lot of people just go on Zillow and find lots. You know, we see lots in the range of $100,000 all the way up to hundreds of thousands, 5, 6, 7, $800,000 lots. So it really depends on what you're looking for. And $100,000 lot may have lots of extra work to be done on it, just so that it can have a home built on it. And we'll talk about some of those things as we're moving forward. In general, I would say you're probably going to pay between $200,000 and $300,000 for a lot right now, is what seems to be kind of a range that I see people paying for, a standard size lot.
Mhm. And let's say you're tired of searching by yourself on Zillow and Googling and all that. So are there realtors that specialize in finding lots that you should connect with?
Absolutely. They're the professionals in that industry. They have the search tools. They have other listings that we may never see. So we highly recommend, and we have agents that will recommend you connect with so that you can find a lot. And not everybody does lots. Not all real estate agents do that. Some of them would rather, they specialize in resale of new homes or existing homes. And so it takes a special agent that knows where these lots are, knows lot conditions, understands, and knows how to listen to buyers so that they can help connect them with the lots that fit their needs.
When you're looking for lots, what should you look for? Are there red flags or things that are attractive, or what are we looking for?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things to look at when you start looking at land, and you really should have a builder involved early on, and we'll talk about this throughout this presentation, how important that is to have a builder in this conversation. One, the first thing you should look, is it in the location that you want to be? And so that's usually the number one criteria. Then, does it fit your needs in size and shape, if you will? But also there's just many other conditions and site conditions that we need to address when you do that. And I'll just bounce to another slide because this is a good time to talk about that. So there's all kinds of site conditions on lots that you need to look for, and these are a few of them. So slope. We live in Portland. We enjoy and love our terrain. That's what makes it so beautiful. But that slope and that grade makes a big play into what your house will be like on your particular lot. And sometimes even flat lots. Some people think they're flat, and they may have 3 or 4 feet of slope in them. And this slope is important, and it can be a cost driver. It can make or break the setting of a home and how it looks on a site. One of my favorite pet peeves is walking up 5 steps into a house and then turning around and going out the back and walking down 5 steps to get to the grade. There'd better be a good reason why you raised your house up so that you have to walk up to walk in and out of your house. but slope conditions really can play into that. And you start getting into the more sloped areas, West Lynn, the West Hills, and some of those areas, you can invest a lot of money just to create the foundations for a home. And some of these foundations, you know, I mentioned $100,000 lot. Several of these keep coming up on people's radar, usually people from the outside looking into Portland, looking to relocate, see $100,000 lot close in town, and they think, well, that's a great value. But after we talk to them, and go through it, there's, you know, a $500,000 foundation just to start building a house. And so the cost of that lot is a lot more than they expect. Accessibility to utilities, you know, we all need power, gas, septic, water, you know, internet's a big thing now. So thinking about all those and where this lot is located and how you're going to get those utilities there and what the costs are going to be to get utilities to those locations. And so you need to have some feasibility work done just to make sure that you understand the cost that you may spend for utilities. Whereas a subdivision lot or a lot downtown where we're doing an infill, some of that may already be there. Some of it may need to be upgraded as well. And so there's work that goes into addressing all those things. Another one's just accessibility. So a lot of times we don't think, okay, well, I drove down a gravel road to get out here in the middle of the field. Well, you're going to have to drive down that gravel road forever. So it has to be a road built so it can handle equipment coming in and out of it. You may want a paved road. And so you have to think about the costs of having to pave that or upgrade that access point. Fire trucks need to get in there, all those. So accessibility is a big part of when we go and evaluate land. And then another thing that comes up more and more is just the soil conditions. And so there are quite a few lots now that are going to need geotechnical reports and soil reports just to start building on the lot. And so you need to understand what those are. Those come into play in slope scenarios as well. There's also things that aren't listed here as, you know, wetlands overlays, floodplains, all sorts of things can come in when you start talking about a lot and what the costs are that. And it does answer this number 6 question. All those things do go into the cost of building and cost of acquiring a lot. So the next thing that seems to come up is, do we need a plans? So we need plans. We have this lot. Now, what are we going to build? What are the house plans? And so some people have home plans already. Some people just are starting from scratch and always wonder, okay, how do we do this? How do we start getting plans? The biggest thing that we say is, you know, you need to have collaboration. You need to get your team together. We work with outside architects and designers and their plans with their clients. We also are a design build company. So we've done our own plans and helped our clients get their dreams through that. So we're flexible in how we work with our clients, but the biggest thing is it's a collaboration between the builder, the designer, the client, and that team is what's going to come up with the best possible plan. Fun things now, you know, we get to use some of these architectural rendering tools so you can see before and afters of different houses and the way things come together. So it's a lot of fun to work with clients to come up with these different things and come up with design and plans.
Okay, plan questions. Do I need to hire an architect first before I talk to my builder?
Not necessarily. So I'm a big fan. You'll hear me say it every time I talk to a client about building a custom home. You need to connect with a builder first. You need to get comfortable with the builder. At the end of the day, the builder, you are going to invest the most amount of money with the builder, and you need them on your team before you start doing lot purchases and you start doing plans. And so whether you're going to use a builder who's a design build firm or you're going to use an architect, you need to have that builder on your team. So I'm a big advocate of getting a builder. Most builders who don't do design build have architects they refer to. Like us, we are design build, but we still will refer to outside architects and designers if people want to have that service.
So do I have to have a house plan before I can work with you? Sounds like no.
No, you do not.
Okay. One question we get all the time is, do you have a book of plans? What does that mean? And do we have that?
So great question. And I think that tends to come up from, there's builders who call themselves on your lot builders, on your land builders. And so they tend to have a set of plans that they use to build on clients' property. And whereas us as a design build firm, we don't keep that set of plans. We clearly have hundreds of plans that we've built that we can pull from, but we don't keep it in a book because every plan we've learned is custom to our client and has the modifications that they want in there. But there are some builders that do have books of plans and you can leverage them in their process.
Where can I look to get ideas of what I like?
Everywhere nowadays. The internet is just littered with pictures and ideas. And if you type in home plans, there's, I don't know, hundreds of websites that have different home plans and designs. So what we see is we have our clients, most of them that come in and have us help them through the design process, they actually have 2 or 3, 4 plans that they like, and they may like the family room kitchen orientation on this plan, and they may like the bedroom on that plan, and they may like the facade and the elevation on another plan. And we meet with them and we go through those so that we can morph those into what they want. And that's what really brings, that's the fun part of bringing good design together. And, you know, really you're starting from scratch, but there's a lot of ideas out there. And so it's okay to look at the internet and get those ideas for your plan and then bring them to your builder and designer because it helps them understand what's important to you.
Something we've heard a handful of times is someone might have a plan that they've worked with someone to develop, but the house turned out bigger than they wanted. Why does this happen?
So I always say it's harder to design small than it is big. And not that people have small houses, but there is a tiny house movement, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you set up with a builder or an architect or a designer and say, I want to design 3,200 square feet, it's really easy to get to 34, 35, 3,600 square feet. And you can justify it all through the process. Oh boy, this is a really good element. We need to keep the kitchen, the dining room, and then we put this on there. And all of a sudden you get to the end and it's way bigger than you'd anticipated. So it's important if you want to stay within a certain square footage to really work and massage that. And it actually takes more work and it's harder design to get really good product that stays in there. And along with this question, it usually goes hand in hand with, I thought I was going to design this house first, and then I was going to go get bids from 3 different builders, and then I was going to pick the one that fit us. And when that happens, most clients that end up in our hands say, the reason we're talking to you and we need to start over is because the price was way too high from you and from your contemporaries. And so what happens is because they didn't have that builder in with them to start with, it can end up too high a price because that builder can help massage that plan and that process to make sure that we're living within that budget. And we have a lot of clients that call us like that and have that problem. So I talked a little bit about price. One of my favorite things about price is this question comes up all the time, and it's you can either call it my favorite or least favorite question is what's the cost per square foot? I always say that's like buying a car by the pound. It's just not, there's not a good measurement, because when you ask price per square foot, you don't know what the amenity levels are. You don't know what the lot conditions are, because those are going to drive costs. You don't know what the permit costs are going to be. Nowadays, you can spend $40,000 to $60,000 on a permit, and so that can be a big number per square foot that adds into the cost of a house. So there's just too many variables to talk about that price per square foot. And there are some, frankly, there's people who advertise on the price per square foot, and that's okay. That's their program. What we like to talk with our clients is where their budget is, where they need to be, so that we can help them design to their budget. Typical custom home builders right now, I would say, if you had to pin me down, seem to be running in the $250 to $300 a square foot for a true custom home build. So design. So this is the second part, and we're just talking about how we do things. Design is material selections and getting into the details of your project. You know, in our process, you will have gone through the preliminary part. We'll do a preliminary plan. Off of that plan, we can give you a fixed price cost on your house. Once you agree to that and we go into contract, in our world, you then go into design and material selections, where we do start really honing in on all the different pieces that go into a house. You know, there's plumbing, lighting, cabinets, appliances, paint colors, flooring. And when we do this, we have big notebooks of information that go into making all these selections. And when you're talking about a home, it's a big number of products, and you want them to all go together well and integrate and feel good. And in our world, that's where we love to help our clients out. Our design team jumps in and really starts talking through and digging into what they really want their home to feel like and how they can address that. And it's a lot of fun. We have a great time working with our trade partners and really making that come to life. There is a lot of decisions, and sometimes it can cause people just to scream to think about the number of decisions. And that's where you want to pick a good builder and designer to help you through that process, because it is really a lot of decisions that need to be made, and it's a big investment, and you want it to be right and feel right for you.
So design is always everyone's favorite part too. So questions we've heard is, what style do you build? Does Mountainwood have a signature style? Do you only build mountain houses? What's our style?
So we get that, you know, sometimes they see Mountainwood, no, you must only build cabins. No, that's not true. And the fun part is we've learned to build to everybody's style. And you'll see some pictures later on that reflect those different things. We really want to do this and build and design to your style. And again, because of the internet and the pictures that are available on House and all these other products, we have people bring in a few of their pictures they like and and I always tell them, bring in pictures that make you feel good. I don't want to talk about the details. I just want to know that when you look at that picture, it makes you feel good. And if you put 5 pictures in front of us that make you feel good, because we're professional design folks, we will be able to help you get your home, your style, so that it feels the same when you walk into it. And that's what using professional service is. And it's fun. It is really fun to help people through that. And we have a process that we do it, and we pick materials in a certain order. We don't start at the paint colors. We start, with solid surface. I don't even know where we start, but the design team knows. But we follow our process because it all builds and layers on each other.
Will you follow my style? Like, how do I even know my style?
Well, that's part of you bringing some things in and bringing some pictures that make you feel good, because we can then define your style. And it's funny, we have designers that I know have very traditional styles of their personals, but I see them do very modern design with their clients because it's the client's style that they're going to see, and vice versa. And we definitely want it to be your style. We do not want our imprint on it. And sometimes that's a scary thing. People are worried that designers are only going to do it their way. And we just learned with our design team that is not the way we want to build, and it doesn't help people. People want their style and to feel like they're home.
Will the selections be within my budget?
Great question that comes up. We have to set budgets and we have to live by budgets. And so what we do is we set allowances for some of these things, plumbing, appliances. And by us going through the preliminary design process, we pretty much learn where people want to spend their money and can set those allowances pretty consistent. But we are constantly trying to manage to the budget. And sometimes I know our design team even gets in trouble because they tell people, you're spending more out of your budget. And some of our clients will say, that's okay, I want that, and that's what I want. And ultimately, we want you to get what you want, but we also need to be sensitive to what your budget is and make sure that we're honoring that all through that entire process.
Talked to me the other day. She says she has a Ferrari taste and she wants designers to help keep her in check. So it was a good example.
Ferrari taste on a Chevrolet budget.
Yeah.
So the next part is building. And so a lot of people, this is the fun part of getting in. You get to see this start coming together. Foundation, framing. I always tell people they get really excited because you can see all this work start during the foundation. The ground's getting moved, the foundation gets poured, then all of a sudden it just pops up and out. There's all this lumber and it gets framed. And then we always get a call after the roof goes on. Clients think it's slowed down. And that's because all the work then starts going on in the inside of the house with the electrical, plumbing, and all the infrastructure, and starts happening. And there's not these big monumental steps. And then until you get to drywall, and then it takes on a whole new look. But yes, the building is the fun part. There's a lot of questions people have during the build process that we love to address.
So how much will I be involved as the homeowner?
So one of the things in the way we do this is we want you as involved as you want to be involved, but you do need to know you've hired us to build your house. And so the way we price things out, we are going to take it from start to finish. We can, like we said, if we happen to do the plans, we'll take it through engineering, planning, and get your permits all the way through construction to the very end. But we do have checkpoints where our clients definitely need to be involved, and we want them involved as much as they want to be. If you want to come out and see work being done, come out and look. We have construction management software that we try to keep people in the loop. We've built for people who lived all the way on the other side of the United States, and we built a whole entire house for them with them being over there, and they still haven't moved, fully relocated into their new home. So we have the ability for people to be involved as much as they want.
Can I do some of the work myself?
I love this question because I'd love to say no, because that's the easy thing. But no, generally what we say is anybody that's working on your site will be licensed and bonded. And what I always get the question is, oh, my brother-in-law, he's a plumber and he's really good and he can do this and he'll do it for free and all that. It's pretty rare that we allow those kinds of things to happen in general, just because you have to maintain the construction schedule. There's momentum in having construction go on. If somebody gets in the way or can't show up, if they're not licensed or bonded, we can't have them on site. So most of the time, we don't have clients doing work on their sites. Occasionally, we may take a house up to drywall and that's where we finish. But it's really, what I've learned is with our clients, most of them want us to get their job done so they can enjoy it. And quite frankly, they can make more money being at their own job while we're doing our job for them.
I think besides cost per square foot, this question might be number 2. How long does it take?
So the interesting thing, and just a quick little graphic, and it doesn't have all the dates necessarily. A lot of times folks say, well, how long does it take to build? And most of us are thinking, well, the construction time from the time you break ground to the time that you can turn over the keys. That generally is a 6 to 9 month process, depending on the house and size. And sometimes it can be longer and very complex builds, but the part that we like to educate people in is this front end part. And so project development or creating plans can take anywhere from, I would say 6 to 8 weeks up to 12 weeks, depending on people's schedules and when they're available to get together and collaborate on that plan design. After that, it has to get turned into construction drawings. It needs to go to engineering, then it gets turned in for permits just on that side. And that in itself can take, construction drawings can take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Engineering can take 2 to 6 weeks. Permits now are 8 to 12 weeks, depending on the jurisdiction. So this whole process, generally what I'm telling people is over a year before when you start thinking about building a house, it's going to take you more than a year to get that done. There's a lot of things that go on in between. So we do our material selections while construction drawings and engineering and permitting are done. We allocate with our clients 35 working days, and they work through that pretty quick and get all their house selections figured out. And then we're checking in as we navigate through the various jurisdictions to get their plans ready to be built. So it takes a lot longer, and there's a lot more front end time than most of us anticipate versus just the pure construction time. So one of the things that we always recommend is get your team together. So, if you need to find land, get with your real estate agent, have them start doing a look for that. If you don't have one that specializes in land, give us a call. We'll connect you with one. They can start identifying lots, identifying your needs, and it takes time to find the right lot. We have people that have waited three months to 3 years just to find the right lot so that it would fit for their needs. A lot of new home construction, they do need to be financed. It's pretty typical just given the size of the contract. So you want to get in touch with a good bank so that they can do construction lending for you and help you understand how that fits into, if you have to sell a house, how much equity you're coming in, how are you going to buy the lot versus all that and how that works. We have great construction lender connections so that we can help people navigate through that piece of it. Get in touch with your builder. Get in it, like I said, get on board soon with a builder. And if that builder has a designer or is a design build firm, you can use them. Otherwise, the builder will connect you to architects and designers that they know will work well within their program and can help you get what you want. There's a huge team that comes into this, and this just happens to talk to our team that it takes to get work done. Like we said, we have designers, we have marketing people, sales, project development, carpenters, laborers. We have a warranty department where we're taking care of people after they've done after they've built their home and taking care of them after that. So there's just all kinds of people. This is just a quick picture of our team. You know, there's 30 of us that it takes to get this job done for you and to help our clients make that happen. Out of 30 people, though, the interesting thing is we have over 500 years of experience in our group, and have built thousands of homes. And the interesting thing, we've built homes of all different shapes and sizes. Our ego is not in this. We actually want to build something that fits your lifestyle and your budget. And so there's a few pictures of different things. We have been award winners in several different awards. This one just won an award in Southwest Portland in the Structure and Style Awards. This home, you know, was brought to us by the client, and he had an architect draft it up, and we built it for him. I always say this picture needs a little bit of landscaping to soften his house up, but it's a super fun house, and it's an infill house where he took down a house, and then we took down a house and built this for him. And so just lots and locations come in different shapes and sizes. This was a subdivision lot that our clients purchased, and we helped them design the home. It had some unique characteristics that they wanted and to fit their needs. This particular home also was a winner for Structure and Style, designed by a fantastic local architect. And we got to be the builders on that and help them get that done. This particular home out in Washington County, this one was drawn by an architect, and it just kind of fell apart, and the clients came to us and said, we kind of like where this is going. Can you guys jump in and help us take it to the finish line? And so we jumped in, took over the plans and got it engineered and helped them get their dream home on. This is property that I think they had inherited or purchased through their families. These folks came to us early on. They had dogs. They thought they wanted to remodel, and then ultimately they raised golden retrievers, and they decided, you know, we need a house that accommodates our whole family. And so we built them a house out in Aurora. On the coast, I said we don't build on the coast, and we have in the past, just we don't have the capacity to do it now. This one is another award-winning home that we designed for our clients. This one's another architect home that came to us, and out in Forest Grove and wine country. You can't tell, but they're not on right now, but yeah, there's right now they're harvesting, I think, or whenever we are in that whole process right now. And then, you know, just all different styles of homes. And so this particular home's a custom home we designed and built, has a lot of barn wood and everything. So lots of different styles and shapes. And again, our goal, I like to say, you know, we're a customer service company. We want to have people have a great experience. We just happen to design and build award-winning products. And so that's about us. And so we're open for questions if you happen to have any.
I would like to think we answered everything in the presentation, but let's see, we'll give some people a couple seconds here to type or chat in. Oh no.
Looks like we answered all the questions. Oh. Can you believe that?
I was hoping Garrett would come up with something good, but.
He's probably sleeping actually and just turned this on.
Oh, we covered it. Everyone says you covered it.
Good. Well, we appreciate you attending. And if you have any questions, do call us, Mountainwood Homes. You can see us on our website at mountainwoodhomes.com and give us a call.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys soon.